What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rusted Nuts and Ratchets Garage. Today I'm just doing a little bit of cosmetic work on my rims. So a few years ago I painted up the inserts or the accent pieces to my rims, and they're starting to flake off a bit, so I'm just going ahead and taping them off and gonna paint them. So I've cleaned the spots where I'm taping. If you were to do your whole rim, you'd clean your whole rim, but since I'm only doing the blue parts for now, not going to do the whole rim, so I'm just going to tape off what I need. So I've cleaned the surface where the tape mounts, and my tape is warm, my shop is warm, so that hopefully that'll keep the tape adhering to the rim. I'm not overly concerned about a little bit of run here and there, because you're not going to see these up close, like it's not the main feature of the car. So it's just I want to say a quick touch-up, but there's 25 pieces of blue that I have to painstakingly tape off, then tape off the whole rim, and put index cards around here to stop overspray from getting on the tires. Tires aren't that good, and they're going to be changed soon anyway, but still I'd like to stop the overspray. So, like I said, just going ahead and taping these things off, and I'll show you the prep work that I'm going to put in. The unfortunate thing is that no matter how hard I try, the tape always lifts around the curved parts. But like I said, if you're going to do your whole rim, you're going to clean your whole rim. If not, and you're just going to do the embeds, you're going to tape off just what you're going to do. And I'm going to sand them, clean them up, and then hit them with a couple coats of... I've got Duplicolor Metal Cast and Metal Specs. Now, I purchased this stuff all myself, and hopefully it's going to look pretty nice. The end result for the inserts will be something of that color as opposed to that dark blue. Just hopefully it doesn't pop too much and take too much attention from the whole vehicle. Anyway, I get back to it. I'll fire up the camera again when I get it all taped off and show you where we're at, and then I'll show you how I paint them. Gone ahead and taped off all these wheels. I'm not feeling too great today, but I'm still going to work on this because I got nothing else better to do. So as you can see, they're nice and taped off. I'm using newspaper. I started out with some nice body work paper, but I decided to just go with the old newspaper route because they're just rims for one. I need to save that body working paper for my Supra. So basically here I am. I got 2 rims done. It took me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half with all the little tedious taping and cutting. I'm cutting the little pieces to go over there, and yeah, pretty well ready. 2 rims are ready to be sanded and painted. I'm going into detail on the taping and taping for these rims. I nice the spots that are being painted and the spot where the tape is going, and it took me about 6 hours to mask them off. Now, you take what do you call those, cue cards, and stick them in between the rim and the tire to stop overspray from getting on the tire, because unfortunately for 6 hours worth of prep, the only little pieces I'm painting are just those little tiny dark blue spots. And you can see the progression from the first tire I did, where I was using some of the body paper that I have, and it's kind of expensive. Newspapers are free, and when you're cutting them into little shreds and throwing them all over your shop floor for fun's sakes. Then there's the second one. As you can see, it's getting a little better. By the time I get to the end, you can tell I'm starting to get control. Then I ran out of masking tape, the 3M stuff, so I had to use dollar store branded masking tape. So hopefully that one works and doesn't lift. But I don't know, I might not have these rims much longer because I found a crack on one of them that I don't think is repairable. So we'll see when I'm done painting them, or even if I can just find one single rim. But I'm having a hard time matching up these rims because I got them about 7 to 10 years ago. Go ahead and sand these down and paint them, or sorry, clean them up and get them ready for paint. Alright, so I've gone ahead and put my index cards on all the rims. They're all sanded. I use a tack cloth to clean up the extra dust that might be on there. I'm about to start to spray with my paint. I've got my respirator on here so I don't breathe in any of the noxious fumes. And I'm just about to hit these babies up. But I don't have the best lighting, so at least I can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to let that one sit. Just going to let that first coat sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to hit it with the second coat. So I'm not sure if my choice of metal cast is good. I probably, for that, I should have stripped it down to the bare metal or primered first. But what I'm going to finish with will make it all worth it anyway. So after a couple of coats of Duplicolor metal cast and then Duplicolor metal spec, it looks pretty good. They're not perfect, but nothing ever is. So, but I'm pleased with the result so far. Can't wait to take the tape off and see just how nice they actually do look. So I did a couple coats of metal cast and then a couple coats of metal spec. I could have just used just the metal spec, but I thought the metal cast was going to cover a little better than it did, but it didn't. So, like I said, it's metal spec and then clear coat to match it. So I'll show you a photo of them when they're done, and maybe on the car. Alright, so now is the time for the unveiling of the rims. I don't think I'm gonna... Okay. Okay, so like I said, now's the unveiling of the rims. I don't think I'm gonna do it on camera because I'm in my pajamas, but I can start a little, just so you can see. They're not perfect, like I said, they're not going to be perfect. Even though I took about 6 hours to prep and paint these, they're not... I can already tell that I should have went even further. I should have taken like 2 days, just like redid all the black after looking at it, because I need to buy a new one, and I saw photos of them, and I forgot how beautiful they are in the, like, when they're freshly powder coated, so maybe I will. Maybe I will unwrap them a little in front of you. I'm going to put a polish on them, or, like, I'm going to use some wax. That's why I left them dirty, was so that if there's any overspray that made it through a hole in the paper, it will be very easy to polish away with a fast wax. With a wash and a wax. Wax on, wax off. I do like how pretty the blue turned out. These rims will pop. Now, all I have to do, unfortunately, is, like I said, find another 18-inch rim. So far, I'm pretty pleased with what I did, though. And hopefully I'm getting it all on camera as I unwrap it, because... not really watching the camera, I'm more watching my arms. I think I said this before in another video, it's not necessarily easy to make YouTube videos, especially when you're your own camera person, editor, and all that. I'm not a computer whiz or anything like that. I use a pretty simple editing software that I got. Well, actually, I pay $5 a month for it. The only thing I don't like software is that it does not allow me to play the video back fast to you. So some of the steps I just skip right over. I do the first part of it and then turn the camera back on. So that way you don't have to watch me fiddle fart around and whatnot and like see how it really happens. Like the 6 hours that I spent in taping these off. Might be a little bit of a chemical reaction on the rim as well in some of the spots, like in the blue parts I can kind of see, but when it sits there on the curb and people are walking by, they don't see that. I do, but they don't. And this car's not going to any shows. It's my daily and my Sunday driver. I would drive that if this thing was 4-wheel drive. Well, it might not be as fun, but I would probably drive it all winter. Or if I had a Subaru with a 2J that was on 4-wheel drive. So yeah, there you go. To be honest, it doesn't really look much different, but at least it's not missing any paint in any spots. So I've got the garage, like I said earlier in the video, nice and warm. So this paint and clear coat is just going to hopefully cure beautifully. So that's the first one undone, and I'll turn it back on after. There you have it. Nice new shiny blue. No paint's missing. This rim will have to be replaced. I don't know how long I've been driving on it. I didn't notice that. Oh, where'd it go? There's a crack right there. Oh, is there 2 cracks? Ooh. So there's one crack there. Oh no, that's the whole crack there. It goes all the way around. So I'm pretty sure that that's no good. It's just a giant paperweight or garden hose holder. Come on, focus. Where are you? There you go. So there's the. Try this again. Focus. I don't know why it won't focus, but maybe it's dirty. Who knows? But yeah, there's a crack that goes right around. You can see it almost plain as day there. So, probably shouldn't have done this while I was sick because I got super frustrated during it. But I think my camera lens is dirty. Anyway, I got super frustrated while doing it. But the little bit of overspray that did make it past my terrible taping job will be really easy to clean up, and these rims will come back to nice and bright. So now, in the meantime, I gotta find a replacement, which I am having a hard time finding. I got this whole set of rims for a couple $100 from a buddy of mine. They're brand new. They just had they're missing the powder coating where the blue is, and I did that myself after. So yeah, terribly unfortunate that this one's cracked, and I don't think that you can fix a cracked spoke. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Sorry I made kind of a blah video, but that's about it.